It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead. This is my death predictions for Season 8 of Fear, which is its final season. Who will survive and who will die? Stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Now, first of all, I do want to credit the creator of this poster right here, which they created for Season 8 of Fear. It looks pretty awesome. It has a lot of great references, and of course, all of the key characters. Speaking of which, these are actually going to be the key characters that I go through and talk about whether they're going to survive or not, because I think other characters are not going to be as relevant in the grand scheme of things, and these are really going to be the characters that I'm going to focus on for the most part. And I'm going to break down who I think is going to survive and who will die. And here is my list. From characters that I think are going to die, we have Grace, we have Luciana, and we have Strand. Let's start with Grace. I think one of the things that is definitely going to push Morgan's story further along and push it towards the right direction is losing Grace. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this because they're going to say that he already lost his wife, his son. He's already seen enough of that to push his story along. But I think where we are in the story on Fear, this is probably going to be something that they need to do. If they don't do that, then things are going to get a little tricky as far as where Morgan's story is really going to go. I could obviously be wrong, but that's my gut feeling when it comes to that. Next, we have Luciana. I think Luciana is one of the characters that they haven't really utilized as much, and they can't really do much with her at this point. So, since this is the final season, it's probably time to kill her off. Same with Strand. I think they've missed a lot of opportunities to make Strand a better character, but they've kind of been pushing his story towards a direction where he is not really a fan favorite anymore. And I think at this point, to save his character, it's time to kill him off. Like I said, especially since this is the final season, and since I don't see Strand as being a crossover character really, it makes a lot of sense for them to just deal with his story at the end of Fear. And last but not least, we have Madison. I have Madison in the I don't know category because it's 50-50. There's a very good chance they're going to have her cross over to a spin-off, but there's also a good chance they're going to kill her at the end of Season 8, which is sort of disappointing because she just came back. But at this point, I don't feel like they're going to keep Madison around for a while, but I could obviously be wrong about that. I want them to have her cross over like Morgan, but I feel like they're probably not going to do that, and they're probably going to kill her at the end of Season 8. Characters that I feel are going to survive. Starting with Morgan, I think it's a no-brainer to say that Morgan is very, very likely to survive Season 8 of Fear, and he's possibly a character that's going to cross over into another spin-off, probably a spin-off that takes him closer and closer to Rick and Michonne. Next, we have Sherry and Dwight. I feel like not only are they going to survive, but also I feel like their story is probably going to take them to a place where they're going to get closer to where Maggie and Negan are. I'm not saying they're going to go to their spin-off, Walking the Dead City, quite yet, but I do feel like their story will somehow intertwine with Negan and Maggie's story. I could be wrong, but that's the only logical place for their story to go. I could see Sherry dying, but I feel like for them to really get the proper story that they deserve with Negan and Maggie, we need the two of them together. Next, we have June. I feel like June is one of those characters that's probably not gonna die in Fear, but she's not gonna necessarily cross over quite yet to any spin-off. But I do think long term, we might see her pop up in another spin-off. But at this point, I'm 50-50 on whether she's going to die or not, but I'm leaning more towards she's going to survive, but she's not going to cross over to any other spin-off. Similarly, we have Danny Salazar. I think he's probably enough of an interesting character to keep around, but probably not one that they're gonna have cross over to another spin-off right away. But I feel like they're gonna keep these two characters, June and Daniel Salazar, as characters that are gonna pop up later on in the universe in other spin-offs that they have planned. And if I'm being honest, I feel like when we do have these characters coming back, it's probably gonna be a situation where all of our characters in the universe are together and we're in a scenario where they're going to war with like CRM or something like that. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe that I'm getting at this point. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.